startups begin in communities across the country.
Why does Silicon Valley get so much credit? My name is Nick Kastner.
And I'm Kaitlyn Clays. We're interviewing the people building startup communities across America.
But in the areas no one is talking about, the middle.
This is the Ecosystem Builder Podcast by mug.news.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's show. This episode will just be Kaitlyn and I. So I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Kaitlyn Clays. How are you?
Good. How are you? Good morning also.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. A day's kind of chugging along. And so we release every Wednesday. So and it's actually, we're recording on Wednesday too. So it's hump day. So happy hump day. And getting through the week and excited for this weekend. So I'm coming from you in Lincoln, Nebraska. That's where my fiance is a teacher, and I live in Lincoln. Kaitlyn travels all over the gosh darn country. She is currently in Atlanta. So Kaitlyn, how is Atlanta?
My gosh. Okay, so Atlanta is fantastic. Like, there was someone who had said that it was the new South or whatever, just that it was so popular. A lot of people are traveling here. And I've actually, believe it or not, I've met a ton of people who, while they are here, they're working for the Midwest. And I've met like insurance people, finance as well. So that was something I honestly was not expecting, but I don't know why I wouldn't, because I'm, from the Midwest and working here as well. So
yeah, heck yes. And I know it's kind of like the new Hollywood, and then it's a lot more liberal than you would think of it as the South. Kaitlyn also had a TikTok go viral this morning. Her TikTok account is blowing up. It's with 10x followers in the last 36 hours. So that's an exciting little nugget.
Yes, thank you so much. And also promoting your girlfriend, Emmy. I did a TikTok promoting her as well. She's got her song Yellow Year, and it's so good. You have to listen. Thank you.
Emmy was in the bathroom the other day, and she was taking a bath, and he yells, Nick, did you see Kaitlyn's TikTok? So honest to God, Kaitlyn, I haven't. Emmy loved it. She was almost on the verge of tears. She's like, I can't believe Kaitlyn would give me such a shout out. I need to go look at the dang TikTok. I also need to follow you on TikTok. I don't know if I follow you. What's your TikTok handle for both myself and all of the other savvy ecosystem builders? I'm sure they all have TikToks. I'm sure every single ecosystem builder who listens to the show is killing it on TikTok. But what's your TikTok account?
It's honestly the same thing as what we say at the end of all our episodes at Clays Creates. But just so you all know, it's kind of nerdy. So it's not going to be your typical what you would hear from me and Nick, as our professional selves. This one is kind of fun. It's like Dungeons and Dragons. So if you are nerdy and like that kind of stuff, that's probably the channel for you.
Yes, yeah. So kind of my thing I've been nerding out on is I've gotten really into Nebraska football and just college football in general. No, normally I don't care at all, but I work at a media company and then do this show as a contractor on the side, and I've been assigned a few Nebraska media properties. So Nick Baugh, who's an OG Nebraska podcaster, he's been podcasting for 3 years. I'm helping him launch his YouTube channel, and that's been going crazy successful. And he is very talented, but so he talks about it. And then I also help the starting quarterback Adrian Martinez and the whole name, image, likeness thing. Have you followed that at all, Kaitlyn?
No, I haven't.
So now college athletes can make money off of their persona, off of their name. So it's been a lot of social media. They can now host summer camps, and they can host podcasts. So the starting quarterback, I'm helping make a podcast. So it's been fun to get both sides of I can hear kind of the more traditional talk show about Nebraska football, but then I can also get the inside scoop with Adrian's. So I've been, but then when the game rolls around, I'm I have to watch it. I was being that lame partner, but Emmy and I went to a music festival last weekend, and the game was on. So I sang at the back of the bar watching the football game while music's playing. So classic.
That has got to be so empowering too, that I'm thinking of for these football players who are now able to use their platform and be able to just make money from it. And it's more empowering than anything. It's not, I don't think it sounds anything like capitalizing at all.
No, not at all. And it's so new that I'm sure there's going to be once agents get in like that'll be tricky, and there are some like real issues as this all unfolds, but there's also some just very like you said, empowering. There's a Nebraska volleyball player, her name is Lexi Sun, and she partnered up with a jewelry store to launch her own line of jewelry, and I proposed to Amy a few months ago. So normally I don't buy women's jewelry. I did recently. I bought one notable, but besides that, I don't go shopping for women's jewelry. But this Lexi Sun jewelry line, I'm like, this is like, it's stuff like that where it's like, good for everyone involved.
Oh my gosh, that's a hilarious one. Yeah, it was a pretty nice purchase too, a lifelong investment.
Yeah, yes, exactly. So we are, sliding in everyone's podcast feed or on YouTube to kind of, we have some fun Mug News updates. Kaitlyn has been doing a lot of work on I'll have Kaitlyn talk all about it, but Kaitlyn has a new project that's up, running, and launched, right? There's a couple episodes out?
Yes, there sure is. And honestly, a perfect segue talking about small businesses, and local ones especially, but that bleeds right into the new show called the Startup Spotlight series, hosted by mug.news. So, yay!
Sound effect. I wish we had a soundboard.
Oh, dang it, you're right.
Yeah, crowd applause. Yay!
Yay! So, yeah, I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit about it. So, essentially what it is we go around and we highlight entrepreneurs who are, highlighting their business and their community. So, I typically have been looking for small businesses, local, and it's been really, really engaging and really fun. It actually all started out for Black History Month. So while it wasn't called Startup Spotlight Series at the time, that is kind of where it started. But yeah, then the idea just kind of snowballed, and I was like, well, spotlight, let's have fun with that. So, I'm a theater person, and I've been doing like graphics of spotlights, on stage lights and things like that. So that's been a blast.
What's your favorite episode that's out now?
Okay, so Greg Leone was super welcoming and super nice. So he is the chef and owner of Amalinda, which is a Spanish and Portuguese restaurant based in Milwaukee. And oh my gosh, he's like, yes, Kaitlyn, next time you're in Milwaukee, like, let me know and we'll have you for dinner. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it. And I can't wait to be there at one point. And I would say there was one more, and I'm really excited for her episode to air. I'm not sure if it will be out by the time this one airs, this episode, but essentially just keep an eye out for it. But her name is Quincy Rose, and her business is Fox Crossing Scent Company. And I might have switched the names around. But yes, that is a candle making business, and I just was on the floor. I was so excited to hear about that.
Yeah, yes. Do you have any, I guess, a new perspective on ecosystems after talking to the entrepreneurs? Because most of the time, I mean, like this show focuses only on like the community builder of the ecosystem. And you're kind of getting a different side talking to these entrepreneurs.
Yeah, honestly, if anything has stood out above more than anything is that entrepreneurs are equal ecosystem builders. Like, we definitely look for keywords like community builders for like this podcast. But after talking to some entrepreneurs, they have said, like, for example, Quincy was like, yeah, I paired with a local business to create a candle for their business specifically. And that is 100% supporting each other. That is community building. And then I do ask the question of like, did you guys get support from your community? Anything, grants and like that? And a lot of times so far from these interviews have been like other entrepreneurs supporting them, other businesses promoting them. So I'd say definitely seeing from the entrepreneur's lens in this show or in Startup Spotlight series.
Do you have any other like projects in production for Mug News, or like what's next after this Startup Spotlight?
So I guess one of the other things is Coffee Grinds, which is our student-led entrepreneurs show. They are ending in about November, so that's the end of series 1, which is kind of a bummer, but it's we've got some great people at the tail end, and I'm excited to like just go out with a bang. But my statement to that then is, if you are a student or you know students who would be a great fit to come onto a show where we talk about either internships they've been on, any jobs that they have within the entrepreneurship community, anything related to that, totally message us on the socials or email us, and I can maybe get that started for series 2.
Yes, most definitely. Well, Kaitlyn, is there anything else you want to touch on in this little creator update? I like making content just you and I, so we should do this more often. Anything else you wanted to touch on?
Yes, I guess one last thing is this is a really big social engagement, so I'm going to really need our listeners to engage with this one. But I was wondering, what are your favorite pumpkin patches around the Midwest? I'm going to need you to comment that so that I can make an article for Mug, since it is autumn and spooky season is on the way.
So I went to the pumpkin patch last weekend. Emmy is big into Chuggy Fall, if you're familiar with, Chuggy is the whole, So we had a Chuggy Fall last weekend. We went to Vala's Pumpkin Patch. It's the pumpkin patch right outside of Omaha. And I would describe it as the Disney of the Midwest. It's pretty legit. It is pretty legit. So that needs to be on the list. I grew up in a really small town in western Nebraska, and we had a really cool pumpkin patch that I think has since been closed. But it was one of my mom's friends just went super hard decorating and also like rounding up people to work it. And especially for like a small community, it was a fantastic pumpkin patch. But Vala's, I think, it takes the cake. And I would also argue that it may be the best pumpkin patch in all of the Midwest. So I'm willing to put my weight behind that once voting comes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you want to tell me more about that, like I will happily maybe put that in the running to see what number it is on the scale.
I mean, it's number one. I already know.
It's number one. Yeah, so I remember when I was little, my mom would always take me to this pumpkin patch, and they have since closed. And I tried asking my mom, I was like, if she remembered the name of it. Neither of us did, but essentially, I'll paint you the picture. But it's this vast field of pumpkins just lining the way. In one corner, you have all of these apples. There was an apple and pumpkin orchard. And then, so there was hot cider for the parents to walk around. I always thought it was too sweet. But then there were these massive candy apples. Like, they're huge. And then maybe it was also because I was quite small. Who knows? But yeah, they had essentially the thing that made it such a good memory for me was this massive like medieval playground where it was like these castles and it was so detailed. And I remember absolutely just playing so hard at the pumpkin patch.
Yes, the details get it done for pumpkin patch. It's like the random. It's similar Disney vibes, like at Disney parks. Are you a big Disney person? Like
I am. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I think we're planning a trip. I wouldn't describe myself as a Disney adult. Like I'm far from tattoos or anything, but I'll enjoy myself at Disney. And like the whole Star Wars thing, I was a Star Wars kid growing up, and I know a different park, but I was huge into Harry Potter. So the Harry Potter world of Universal, I can't wait to go. And I think we're going soon, but it's similar. So like a good pumpkin patch is kind of like Disney, where you overlook the weird thing hidden in the decorations. You're like, oh my God, I didn't even see that. So yes, couldn't agree more. Love pumpkin patch, and I love this contest. So we'll for sure put it in the description, or where can people find this pumpkin contest?
I would honestly say so. I was thinking like article, but now why not make it a challenge? Let's go. Let's do it. So I will come up with something and then we can totally promote this on our socials. So I would say listeners, pay attention to our socials. And then if there is a poll, I will totally get that out there and you can submit it there in addition to the comments here.
Heck yes. Well, Kaitlyn, it was great seeing you this morning, and we will be back in your feeds next Wednesday. Don't forget to follow, like Kaitlyn said, follow us all on social media, Mug News Official, and we will see you back next week.
See you then.